Going to be making donuts. Yes. I decided, do you know what? We need to keep it simple and keep it as stuff that they're actually going to eat all the time. So you've probably noticed that the recipes are getting more and more and more simple, and the episodes are getting shorter because one, ingredients are hard to get hold of, and two, we need to make sure that they can keep up, and it's something that they're going to actually just eat the whole lot off and stop begging me for snacks. Have you noticed that all your kids got really hungry, like every 2 seconds hungry? Well, that's happening in my house. So this is definitely going to go down a treat. And because it's so quick, I can just whip these up really quickly, as frequently as I like. So let's check out the ingredients. So as I said, the ingredients are so simple. Literally, there's just 5 ingredients. We've got 250 grams of plain flour. We've got 70 grams of unsalted butter, and it needs to be cold. We've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and we've got 170 mils of milk. You won't need all of that, but just have it ready just in case, okay? So now let's start the mixing. We've got our bowl as usual and our spoon, so we're going to add all the ingredients together. Let's just put the dry ones in first. So boys, add the dry ingredients. Okay, you can just add that, the salt. And the baking powder, and then AJ had the flour.
Baking powder.
AJ had the flour.
Flour.
All of that. Wonderful. Not too high in there. You're going to make a cloud.
It's a big boy.
Okay, perfect. And then the butter. Put that in. Now, what you probably noticed, I've cut it up into really small pieces because obviously cold butter is incredibly hard. And if it wasn't in small pieces, it would take forever to mix. And so what we're going to use is a wooden spoon to just mix all of that together. It's flour, guys, so don't go crazy because otherwise we're going to have clouds everywhere. Take your time. Okay, so try and mix it all together. It's almost like an apple crumble pastry dough, hence why the butter has to be really cold. And this isn't a baking recipe, it is a frying recipe, but it is sort of it's like a pastry, so it kind of counts as baking. But yeah, it's a recipe that Esther's Cakes shared with me. So thank you very much, Leanne from Esther's Cakes. She is another baker who's actually part of my academy, and she's so lovely. And she shared this recipe. She's a qualified chef on her way to becoming a qualified pastry chef. And when I saw these, I was like, oh my goodness, they're so amazing. Can you stop talking, guys, while I'm talking? They're so amazing, and they looked like the shop ones. So we are really excited to try these. So yeah, that's what I just said. Don't do it like, you can't mix it like that. You're trying to mix it all together in to make it crumbs. I want to mix it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of mixing with my hands. So get it like breadcrumbs. And as I said, remember guys, ordinarily you would use gloves because these are for us, and the boys struggle with the gloves. So we're not going to use gloves today. And I'm not going to put this hand in because I've got the ring on, but just going to, no, it's just unhygienic. You don't have rings on in pastry. So literally, it is literally like you're making pastry. So you're just squeezing the butter together. Boys, could you have a go, please? It's literally all these hard bits We need to get it to breadcrumbs. So both of you have a go. You get one side of the bowl. Excuse me. Just both of you do it. Right? There's going to be a lot of hand washing going on. I'm going to wash my hands while they carry this on so I can be presentable. And boys, we need to get it all that big butter all into small breadcrumbs, okay?
Okay.
Is the camera still on? Can they even hear me? I want to check, but if I check, it will look weird. I don't get. Cameo appearance. Beep beep. I am a cameo. If you wanna add me on Fortnite, Battle Royale. Can you follow me on TikTok? That means dun dun.
I know I can't trust you guys with the camera. So guys, obviously this can take a little while. So we're going to put it on time lapse. And what we're also going to do is, whilst we're on time lapse, is add in the milk once it's all into breadcrumb form. Okay, so let's get mixing. So the video accidentally went on time lapse here, but as you can see, we're just adding the milk bit by bit until it forms a dough. You'll be able to see when it's formed the dough fully. And as I said, you only need about 100 mils. Great, now the boys have done a good job. This is what you want it to get like when you start. If you notice, I haven't finished all the milk. There's still quite a bit more, and I actually only put in 150, and I think I've used maybe 100 mils of that. So it depends on the heat, the humidity, how much milk you might need. So that's why you have to just do it a bit at a time until you get to that dough texture. So now the boys are going to knead that together and to make a ball. Then they're going to roll it out and we're going to cut out the donut shapes. So let's get rolling, baby. Okay, so just get it all in together into one bowl. Pick it up.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. And then add it all together. Close it together into a ball.
Get it.
That's it. That's it. Try and keep it in one bowl. That's it. One ball, not one bowl. Great. And add the others to it. Okay. Just going to go and remove my rings just in case I need to assist you.
Roll the rings.
That looks really good. Well done. Okay, so let me just help you to get that firm. Add this little bit. Wonderful. So this is your dough, and we've literally got virtually all of that. And as I said, that was about 100 mils of milk. And so we are ready to roll now. So we're just going to use the surface. You might need a little bit more flour to help you to roll it out. Joshua's going to do the rolling. Well, they can share it because you're going to have to roll out more than once. And your size inch cutters that you're going to use, I think we're going to do a 3-inch rather, sorry. 3-inch for the larger one, and the smaller one being about 1.5 inches, basically to cut the centre out. Because what we don't want is it being too big. So I might use actually, yeah, that's it. That's the 3-inch one, and then this one's 1.5. So You're going to do a bigger one and you're going to roll it out to about 1 inch thick. It will swell in the oil. So Josh, here you go. I'm going to get some flour just in case we need it. Remember how to roll. Keep the pressure on the middle. Don't press too hard. Start from the middle.
Start from the middle. Oh my day. Oh my days. Oh my days. I cannot believe it.
That's it. It's looking good.
Are you sure it's not on time lapse?
It's not, I don't think.
It's not.
But we could put it on time lapse. It's a really good idea. Let's put it on time lapse. So this was the larger holes, as you can see, very big, and they looked ridiculous. So okay, boys, so we had to do it again, obviously, because the holes were too big, weren't they? Yeah. They looked really funny. So we've now got this size, and so now this smaller hole will give us a better thing. So I'm just going to do that quickly, or do one of you want to do quickly cut the small holes? Okay, so you go and do it on you. So right in the middle, just a small hole. That's it. So not all of you will have cutters this size, because when you have your cookie sets, it's a bit tricky and to get it all the way to the bottom. When you have your cookie sets, they don't really give you this size, so it's a bit tricky. But what you can do is use your finger to just, I'm going to show you how to do one with your finger. So basically you can just use your finger to make the hole and just separate it slightly. And the reason why the hole needs to be not too big is because otherwise your donuts end up looking like big spaceships. And yeah, when we did the first batch, they looked a bit funny, didn't they, boys?
Yeah.
Okay, so do that one with your finger. See if you can show them with your finger. Yeah, poke all the way through. That's it.
I messed it up.
Yeah, just keep poking. That's it.
Oh, is it?
Like that. That's it. Okay, so if you haven't got a small cutter, because everyone will have the big one, but if you haven't got the smaller cutter, now we finally got one more donut out of it, then you can absolutely just do what I just did there, and even if you don't have cutters, you can do it like this, like what I've just done there. I've just made it with my hands. So there we go. So let's get these into the frying pan. And this, in the advert, you may have seen us using a deep fat fry, but we're actually going to do shallow fry because you can use both. So I've done these a few times now, so we're going to shallow fry these ones. Now, annoyingly, it seems to have missed me placing these in the oil initially, which is frustrating because I wanted to test how you see that the oil is hot. But you do have to make sure that you fry it for long enough, because the dough can tend to not be fully cooked through, so it might look brown but not fully cooked through. So don't be in a hurry to take it out. Just make sure it goes fully brown, that it's had enough time to cook through, and you'll see what I mean when you look at these ones at the end. A piece of kitchen towel, and then while they're still warm, you will dip them in the sugar. Yeah, those finger holes are the ones that make it look the closest to a real donut. So if you want real donuts, finger holes it is, baby. Okay, let's get... So again, I don't know why I ended up on time-lapse with everything. So you can see me doing it here with the boys, and then bless them, their patience wasn't a virtue. So they didn't want to do it again, but I've got another clip of me doing it slower with the red. Okay, right, so we are just gonna, these are still warm. And as you can see, I am literally just rolling it in the sugar. Do you want to have a go? It's still a bit warm. AJ, so just be careful. Just dip it in, turn it over. That's it, it's quite warm. That's it. And there we go, the other one. I'm going to put a little bit more sugar on. There we go. Do you want to do another one? I don't want to waste all that sugar, so that's it. Great, so this is I think we've done this 4 times now. Basically, what it looks the most authentic is when you use your fingers to make the holes, and these are absolutely delicious. Also, guys, just a quick word of caution. The bigger donuts will take slightly longer to cook, so you be able to tell if it's cooked if it hasn't got a doughy centre, so be very careful. It should look like this one did, so not doughy, so you should see the crumb. Okay, so there was one in that batch, the one that I did with the finger, that one was not fully cooked on the inside. So just give it enough time. I think I took mine out after about 3 minutes. So maybe for 4 minutes or 5 minutes. But just make sure, do a test to make sure that the centre is not doughy like that. It should be a crumb. Okay. See, that part of it is cooked there. But this part wasn't. So just needed a little bit longer, guys. So that's just a note for you. Take care. Thank you so much for being with us on this episode. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss another video. These donuts were absolutely delicious, and you can download the full recipe by clicking the link underneath this video. Next week we're going to be making these delicious white chocolate chip cookie biscuits. Make sure you join us here next week Friday at 1 PM here on YouTube. See you there.